What that mean? That's our stuff. We might want to ignore you. We know you there's no justice there for you because you can't be that. You just can't. And then when you find out what it really comes from, which is the Christ ray, which is SU in the Son. Yeah, I can try to be crystal clear and pure, and get cleansed by the Son and everything like that. Yes, indeed. In fact, I intend to every year now, especially now. But you cannot be that, and you're coming up. Oh yeah, I'm a Moor, and I'm so and so and so ill, so and so bad. I'm a Christian. They already know, and they already know that every institution they have, from the courtroom, so-called courtroom, to the building that you think is a government building, to the classrooms that you send your children to, to name it. I don't care, whatever, the library, that's why your stuff ain't in there. All of that is Christian. Because they're practicing their religion, not yours. Or they're giving you theirs. They're practicing their religion by being, it's kind of mixed. If they can get you to accept the Christian, but see, when they first put it out there, it was their salvation. If you read chapter 46, it was Christianity was for their salvation, not yours. That's the beginning of Christianity. Joshua, or Jesus, as they may call him, did not do that. That's proven too. That's easily proven. I'm going to show you the Ecumenical Council. Ms. dug that one up. Where they copied off of that to do the Nicene Council. The Nicene Council, they got that from Wisconsin T. They got that from the Ecumenical Council, which is all of us. They don't mention that. So on one hand, they're sort of like, they wanted to, once you say that you're going to be a Christian, when they already know their Christian intent, and a part of their Christian intent is to literally, for real, steal your stuff. How would you want to do that? That's just, how could you do that? Yes, so you want to go in and be that which is stealing the stuff from you. And that's why we steal from each other, I guess. I don't know how to. In essence, that's a bad spirit and intent. Because everything is based on intent, right? Right. So you're walking into a place where people say, oh yeah, I'm that. Oh yeah, well, we're stealing your stuff. You want to be a part of that? Sure, we'll put you right at the front desk. Matter of fact, it's a good time now to be at the front desk right now because, your people are getting a little irate. We can't handle them. And not only that, there's some stuff going down. They learning law, the universe is coming down on us and stuff. We get ready to get retribution, justice for all the horrible, inhumane things that have gone on or whatever. So let me have you sit at the front desk of my corporation. And what do you say? Oh, God, I got a job, finally. I got a job. What you talk about, Willis? What you mean? I ain't dealing with no Nationality, no Berber. I got a job. A J-O-B. A Job. Thank you. That's where it goes. It's a Job. And that's where we're at. Finally. Yeah. So now. All right, so Prophet number 2, all these stuff tonight, huh?
Question.
Oh, yes.
How you doing today?
I'm fine.
I was wondering.
Ooh, you too close to something.
Turn it down.
No, turn it, yeah, whatever. Go ahead.
How do you survive without a job?
Oh, the badaba the da. Let me tell you something. The U.S.A. is bankrupt. Tomorrow they say they're shutting down, right?
Yes.
Let's say they shut down because they will. You heard the news tonight, right? Puerto Rico, U.S. corporation. Right. So if you thought you was Puerto Rico, you ain't Puerto Rican. That's a U.S. corporation. They shut. They gone. Proving to our people that Puerto Rico was never a place. Mm-hmm. And that those brothers and sisters are Puerto because that's the land. So you may have been trying to tell your people that. Well, now, here it is. Forced to make changes. All right. So let's say the U.S. corporation shuts down tomorrow. Because they already really are shut down, to be honest with you. Do you have to breathe anyway the next day? Do you have to still breathe and eat the next day?
Yes.
then that's a question you ask yourself. Do you understand?
I understand, yes I do.
Thank you. That's a good question to ask yourself. And upon truly seeking for it, you will find it has jack to do with them. Nothing, never did. Even when you was getting the government cheese.
Wow.
Well, still did.
Well, yeah, I have a question also. How do I go about becoming tax exempt?
How do I go about becoming tax exempt? Oh, I think we just read over that. It said just right here, if you who you are, you're already immune to that. You're not obligated. Thanks, miss.
So since I'm not obligated.
Hold on. Tax exempt and non-obligatory are two different things.
That's all right.
Okay.
Teach right there.
That's really what it is. Tax exempt means somebody you had to pay and somebody exempted you. See, it's language. It's all in the words. So when you get a little identification card and it's dealing with AA222141 and it says tax non-obligatory, you can't go somewhere talking about how do I get tax exempt. You just negated it.
Right.
When you go and you don't know how to stand on that legal brief, because it's a legal brief, that's all it is. That card is a legal brief that expresses your position regarding a matter, whatever the matter is. So I just had someone email me, no, here's what just happened to me today. Unheard of. Somebody has gone with the card to a store at a Hindustanian, it appears. And they don't know how to tell them that they don't need to pay taxes at the local store. But I'm telling you, is it not the local store where it starts?
That's where it starts.
That's where it starts. So if we can't go and figure out how to make that happen without any contracts, without any paperwork necessary, then he doesn't know how to stand on what and who he says he is. Simple. Without any paperwork. Without any, I'm going to try to sue you. You have to stand on that. So this person doesn't know how, so they get the store to email us. Crazy shit. I didn't tell you about it. Crazy stuff. I forgot to tell you. I'm so-and-so from the C-store. There's a guy here who says that he has a nationality and he doesn't have to pay, does he still have to pay, they're asking me, does he still have to pay taxes or cigarettes, liquor, and something else. Something else. No, I'm very serious, sir.
Buying, trying to get tax off?
Huh?
Was he trying to buy cigarettes and liquor and get tax off?
Well, I don't know what he was trying to buy because it didn't just say that. It said that. Those are the things that are already preset in taxes, though. I guess that's why he bought them up. No, also groceries. So they just wanted to tax them. So anyway, I'm just saying. Now, when y'all had that DMV license, right? That you thought was your ID, right? And you thought you was tax exempt, right? Did you call up the DMV and ask them? Tell the guy to call up the DMV? To stand on the identity that you thought you were then, even though it was the wrong identity? Did you? No. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? If you can't see the cards for what they are, which is an identification that also briefs who you are, says you're tax non-obligated. If you don't know how to stand on being tax non-obligated, then you need to figure out how to stand on it because nobody else can do it for you. But I'm going to tell you why it happens. Because of the mindset that the permission must be received.
Come on.
That's the only reason.
Speak it.
None other than that. It's true. I want it to be true.
We need to master this.
And is this information powerful?
Yes.
Are you walking with something? Yes. So I would suggest you better figure out how to wield that before it destroys you. Did you have your hand up?
Yes.
Yes.
Come the mic. Here's the mic. Come your way.
I was just wondering if like say if you're in a store and like the person might be ignorant and you can't get them to honor what you're saying, even though you might be fully, you might be comprehending fully what's going on, but you can't get this other person to understand what you're trying to explain to them. So like, would you then like,
Depends. Go ahead.
would you then just waive your rights that you should have? Or
No.
how would you then get them?
I mean, you gotta pick your battles and decide at the time what you're gonna do because, you know, it depends on what you're confronted with at that time. You know, I've seen people do, you know, like, you might wanna walk away depending on what it is, you know, and for your own safety and stuff. And I see that he has an answer for that, but it depends on what you do say to them and how you say it. Because I'm telling you, they won't know. Let's get real. They're not used to seeing you coming up saying nothing. So,
Standing up for nothing.
and standing up for nothing.
That's right.
So that's why you must do it in a proper manner, in an intelligent tone. And then figure out when you're going to coil and, you know, how you're going to deal with it. Yeah, and never ever, that's what my other person was going to ask you. Who are you speaking to? Are you speaking to someone that's right at the front desk? Or are you speaking to management? And even when you speak to management, they still might not know. But it's not that they so much don't know, it's so much that you have not been standing for nothing. So they're not used to it. Oh, we've never seen this car before. Guess not. We have been providing our national audio IDs. We've been allowing corporations to issue IDs to us. So, you know, they said they've never seen it. Guess not. Who's producing it? If you're getting something produced from a state corporation, then you having a corporation issue. They can only issue to other corporations. They can't issue your allodial stop. But that brings me to something else, because our people, they do crazy stuff. Oh, wait a minute. He has another question, and then you. Yeah.
While we're on the topic, I was just wondering, in the event that you are pulled over by policy enforcement.
Oh, that's a whole nother, yeah. I'm not going to not answer that, but your question is, how do you act?
My question is, I'm going to be practicing, you know, being non-tax obligated, if I'm saying that right. I'm going to practice that in an event that I am confronted by a policy enforcer.
About the tax?
About the tax, about me driving, about any of those things.
Well,
I want to be able to
okay.
speak in a way that the person on the other hand, the person that I'm talking to will be able to understand if they don't know what I know.
Okay, here's the perfect time for me to say this, and I don't want to be vague, and I don't want to say no way we can get details. Dave, you just talked about this. It seems like it's appropriate, isn't it? Behold, I send you out with the wolves. So be as wise as a serpent and innocent as a dove. You're not going to change these people's demeanor about you. You're going to have to figure out how you're going to deal with this and carry it out. And it must be done in an intelligent tone. And be as wise. That means make sure you know what you're talking about. And then the prophet said, I came to teach you to be yourself. So once you know who you are, then start being it. That's the brand new baby thing, really, if you ask me, no matter what your age is. For real. So it's like, what do I do now that I have my card? Start being who you say you are. And then there's like, well, some people shouldn't have that card because they don't know. But then that's why he said it'll change in your pocket. And then also that's why you need to know that you need to get to step in and open the mind, do what you have to do. It'll come to you at the right time. You had a comment? Can you bring in the mic?
Yeah, I didn't want to say real
We got thousands of experiences that we could tell you that might end up being encouraging, but that's really not. I mean, it's good to have encouragement, but we're beyond that now. I'm not that we're beyond it. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, I mean, I will remember one time I
Yeah.
called into one of the broadcasts, National Principal of Nationality in Action, and I remember that you and Mother Anita was saying that you got to find out what it is about your energy that your quote unquote honoring isn't happening. And I really realized that when I actually was a better master in being a customer to the servant, the response that I got was not the quote unquote boomquisha response with the snap neck and no, we ain't gonna do that for you. No, it was really like, oh my goodness, wait, can I get one of these? You know what I mean? And that's really what happens. But I yield the floor, Islam.
We can talk about that. It's all gonna be your energy and how you handle it. Yes.
Yeah, and I just wanted to add on when you go back into the letter that when it comes down to quote unquote tax, you always have to remember your position.
Tell me.
Because if you're buying something, right, you have a buyer and a seller. The tax is a sales tax. It's not a buyer's tax. So the tax obligation is on the corporation that you're buying from. Because for the most part, they get a lot of their products fronted to them anyway, unless they sell them. So, in even stores now, they're not even stocked anymore. They're just telling you, oh, we could order it online for you. But I'm saying that to say that if you're coming as a buyer, meaning that if you need to see a doctor, if you're a patient, you don't have to have the same requirements as the doctor. He has to have the license. He has to have went through the schooling. He's supposed to know these things. You're not required to have a doctor's degree if you're a patient. Likewise, you're not required to pay a sales tax if you're the buyer. That's just the bottom line of the situation.
That's
so
true.
If
And
they can
I've
put
used
their
that.
obligation on you, they're going to try to do that because they like, y'all out here acting civil literatus anyway. You don't care. You know what I mean? So we put that on you too.
And that's exactly, he said it just right. Since you acting like you civilly dead, and you dead knives in the law, you are dead knives in the law. Why can't we just transfer this buyer's tax to you and then tell you it's you have paid? That's all they've done. That's why I said if they die tomorrow, you're going to still need if they close up, their corporation close up tomorrow, which they really already are, you still got to live tomorrow.
I just want to add this last thing off, and I'm definitely yielding the floor. I think it's a matter of making sure we carry out the instructions we were given
Yes.
by the Gnostics, by the prophets, by all of those who are trying to get us to mentally connect back to nature.
Yes.
Meaning, Noble Drew Ali said, go back to that ancient state of mind of your foremothers and forefathers. They wanted for nothing. It was no Federal Reserve note around, and they had empires where, some of our ancestors were the richest people still on the record today. And the Federal Reserve note was not the measure of that wealth. You feel me? So like when Dr. Sebi was saying, how long did we live in quote unquote Africa without money, and the Mayans in the jungles of Central America, they were builders. They weren't thinking about Benjamin Franklin. Pilgrims didn't even get here yet. You know what I mean? And they were surviving. So if you go back to that ancient state of mind, I'm not saying we have to be like Cro-Magnon people and, outdated, antiquated. But what I'm saying is there's a freedom in that. Whereas if you have access to the land and the cotton is coming off the land, I'm not saying anybody should be in a slave mentality, but that's your resources to make your clothes. The food's growing. That's your resources to eat. People down south, they have farms and they have everything on it. If you a carnivore, if you're on a carnivorous diet, they got chickens walking around the front yard. They got abundance of vegetation in the back. So everything was right there. It was nothing you really needed. And I just want to say that question kind of, to me, the answer kind of correlates of us collectively
Yes. Yes.
having, access to land. That's what it is.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. So Let me just finish reading this. Let's see. So again, capping this up, so CM Bey did his work and was good. He didn't put Ali on, Drew Ali on it purposely, done by design. All right, now, that act of 1952, it was overturned, trying to keep us from Nationality Act of 1952, anything to try to keep you from declaring your nationality. So now, Charles Kirkman Bey accompanied Noble Drew Ali in 1928 to Havana, Cuba, and attended the Convention on Private International Law, where he was given the land mandate for the Americas. Kirkman Bey, his personal interpreter, is said to have spoken 92 languages. Well, this is codex by the adepts to indicate that Kirkman Bey was indeed a traitor and double agent, i.e. key number 92 of the Moorish questionnaires, all right, the 101s. What title does Satan give himself? God. Oh, that's interesting because people think God is this physical being when it's a title, isn't it?
Yes.
We'll get to that later, but yeah. The number 92 is the numerical value of the Hebrew word Jachin, according to Abelio, one of the two columns of the Temple of Solomon, the other being Boaz. 1K 721. According to the According to the Bible, Boaz and Jachin were two copper, brass, or bronze pillars which stood in the porch of Solomon's temple, the first temple in Jerusalem. Jachin and Boaz, Hebrew, two pillars which were set up in front of the sanctuary in Solomon's temple in Jerusalem. This is veiled symbolism for Moors who are awakened. According to Ohio State and County records, subordinate temple number 7 under the governance of Brother Childs Bey was sold to the Standard Oil Company. That's where the 501c comes in. The ones who say 501c. Okay, I'm going to read it again. According to the Ohio State and County records, subordinate temple number 7 under the governance of Brother Childs Bey was sold to a Standard Oil Company. After the prophet's transition in 1929, and a new entity was created, i.e. the Moorish Science Temple of America Incorporated.
Yeah.
Why else would they be incorporated? Think about it, unless they're incorporated. Why it was sold to an oil company, you hear me? Okay, C. Kirkman Bey made unlawful changes as far as incorporating a separate entity from what the prophet had established in his 1928 Cook County affidavit. I told people there was 2 of them. I have a copy. I know what do you call it?
The back of 101.
Yeah. I'm saying there's two. I knew it. One's incorporated, one isn't.
Yeah.
And everybody running, they don't know. You have to study. Show yourself approved. So I appreciate this information right here because this comes from all records to set the record straight with Mercury coming in to unravel the slander. And then we can move on.
It's that shovel.
Yeah. If you could just take, yes, because they're all talking about, no, we're the one, they all are sold out. There's 2 temple number 1s in Chicago. That's enough right there to let you know something's wrong. Something's very wrong, but you still want your nationality and your birthright intact. You still want to be free. And you know that it's somewhere connected with Prophet Noble Drew Ali and what he bought. So you think you're going there to get it. And nobody's telling you not to, but let's get straight. So C. Kirkman Bey unlawfully made unlawful changes as far as incorporating a separate entity from what the prophet established in his 1928 Cook County affidavit. He also placed the title Sultan on his rent fez, which was against Prophet Noble Drew Ali's instruction. See, Sultan is a title anyway. You know, because you guys are people, yeah, I'm so Sultan. Don't know jack. Don't even know it's a title. Yeah, I'm an empress, I'm a prince, I'm a this, I'm a that. I'm noble so and so and so and such. We're all noble. Noble means to have knowledge. What does noble mean? Means knowledge. Oh yeah, I want on my card, noble so and so and such. No, we don't have pre-titles on the card. That's a pre-title. This is about your allodial national identification card. No, we ain't put no UCC, nothing on it. This is your family's card.
Come on.
This is your government's card. This is your government's activity. We don't put UCCs on that. I'm not saying that you can't acknowledge them wherever you are contracting, but not on your mama's stuff. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? This is your stuff. This is your home stuff. This is what you've been looking for, but you don't know it. Yeah. This is what it really is. And you might not know that yet. Not saying where what it is. This is what it is. Your own. The moment you say what your nationality is, you have just given your allegiance, your political allegiance. That's the politics. That's it. The moment you say what your nationality is, you just identified your political allegiance, which means family. It's not complicated. So you can't say your political allegiance is here. And that's what this lesson is for.
Indeed.
And then say, but I live over there in the state, in the corporate state. Can't do it. They don't go together. They don't go together. And this lesson, which I wanted to give some people, say, well, no, I don't think people really get that. But it's simplistic on what a national domicile is, what a quasi-national domicile is, and what a municipal domicile is. And the key is not the word domicile, but the fact that you have been domiciled. And where is that you have been domiciled? Oh, I'm a national. I'm a national domicile. Yeah. I'm a national. That's my nationality. I'm a national domicile. But I live in a quasi-national domicile. Oh, okay. There's something wrong with that.
Speak.
Can't happen. It's a contradiction. It doesn't work. Because you really live in your body, number one, but you can't say, I domicile in a corporate quasi-national place, but I'm a national. You understand? All states are quasi-national domiciles. Every last one of them. Every last one of them. You can't live there. You can't domicile there. And then say I'm a national. Anyway, we can go over that. Let me go back to reading this because it's all, this is bring out so much as well, you know. This is what makes a good reading, because if you're studying at all, when you read things like this or other things, it starts putting the dots together, does it not?
Yes, it does.
It starts, because that's what it is connect the dots. And guess what? You can't connect dots without the fundamentals, the tools, and the fundamentals of the facts of the reality of things as opposed to what you've been taught. So anyway, so the subordinate number 2, this is great stuff. Subordinate temple number 7 under the governance of Brother Charles Bey was sold to the Standard Oil Company. And you can look this up in records, you know what I'm saying? That's what makes it so great. So we can just kill all the noise now and let us all move forward, right? After the prophet's transition, now, and a new entity was created, and that is the Moorish Science Temple of America Incorporated. Where's the buzzer? That ain't place. C. Kirkman Bey made unlawful changes as far as incorporated a separate entity from a profit established in his 1928 Cook County affidavit. They are two separate things. Two separate things. He also placed the title Sultan on his red flags, which was against Prophet Noah Ali's instructions. The Freedom of Information Act request also uncovered the fact that Colonel C. Kirkman Bey was also an informant for the FBI.
Wow.
If you go and do the work, I told you, if you don't believe it, go look it up for yourself. Thank you for this research. He was also an informant for the FBI, put in place to deliver information on the Moorish movement and counteract its potency. But you have the people saying, oh, I'm from the Kirkman Bey Temple thing, and the other one's from the other one, and they all corrupt. They all this and stuff up in there. So we can just kill it all, and let's move on. The only full volume set left in the world of the wonderful C.M. Bey, of C.M. Bey's work, Clock of Destiny, full volume set, is in the custody of the University of Denver Law Library. The former head professor of law, Dean Martin J. Katz, had it checked out as of the year 2012. This had been kept privately in the personal library for at least 5 years. The University of Denver has recently appointed Bruce Smith, JD, PhD, as Dean of its Sturm College of Law, effective July 1st, 2016. Smith came to Denver University from the University of Illinois College of Law, where he had served as a tenured professor since 2006. Interesting enough, the 5 years is the mandatory minimum for repatriation for Moors back to the Empire of Morocco. Strangely enough, the CIA has since 2005 shifted their domestic headquarters to Denver, Colorado. And then there's a link here to see the evidence on that. We're not, it's on the page, but again, go to the site and look at it. Yeah. Shaking your head, shaking my head, shaking my head. And that's another thing, if I could just slip this in, because I was talking to Sister Anita, she told me, this 5-year thing, right? 5 years, Cinco De Mayo, it's all relative to stuff that we do on the 5th. 5 means harmony, first of all. But, yes, and the brother here mentioned about the expatriation and all that, right? Listen to this, people. This is very interesting. Many people have been claiming their nationality, doing the proclamations, which is simply a lawful notice. It's not permission, you're not waiting for nothing, you're just letting them know you're alive, kicking, and you're flesh and blood, natural breathing, being, etc. like that, right? All of these other people who have come behind that and asked you to do things like birth certificate redemptions, UCCs, whatever. Do you know that's what this 5-year thing is? They're trying to make sure you don't keep it straight for at least 5 years. So they throw in the monkey wrenches, I call it, and have you go and undo. Do you know the last thing you did is good? It doesn't matter if you made mistakes. It doesn't matter. Hell, I was naturalized by that rotten day number 13. I'm not nothing personal to him, but I'm just saying. I was naturalized, not nationalized. I've been nationalized, crossed over, flipped, whatever it is, do this, do that. All of it. Not all of it, but, quite a bit, going through it. So, I already know that we can't be naturalized. I didn't know that then. Of course. Because naturalizing means that you're bringing a foreigner into your land. And the sovereignty, a sovereign person is the one, a sovereign being is the only one who can do it. That's why all of these naturalizations they're having with the UDSTA, they're all fraud.
That's right.
Because they don't have the sovereign power to do jack. But they go through it. So I'm saying this to say that, so it's to deter you. And I think you mentioned it earlier. It seems we want to do any and everything except be who we are. It's so simple, but it seems complicated. And then after that, you can contract anywhere you want. Just learn how to live within contracts. how to make the contract. But that's not what happens. It's the permission thing. It's the being led by, I'm supposed to get permission. Can I, may I do this, or how much does it cost, or whatever. That's the mental slavery that still has residual. And I really need to talk about, let me just go through this. I really want to discuss that about how, for instance, even on our national identification card that we have, right? So someone sends me a video clip of be all proud about this guy who, badass, I got the barcode on mine, y'all got that?
I'm sorry.
And I'm like, no, oh my goodness, a barcode means product. How could you do that? But it's being done because of the lack of knowledge. Let's not hide from it. We're not trying to say that it's, we're saying we need force to make changes in them, and it's going to be right here in your face. It don't matter. But it does matter, but it's your choice. So what I'm saying is that, all right, so how do you take a little information and put a barcode on it and not know that you don't do that? And then brag as if it's good? How does that happen? Lack of knowledge, lack of study. Wanting to be, I got the best thing. And then I heard that because we are backed up and doing what we do, I'm sure there's maybe other people, since they're backed up, we're going to go ahead and, y'all should get this one. They're pulling you in to put in a barcode on a load of your stuff, or to load of your information. And then on top of which I was hoping I could bring it up tonight on the screen, maybe when we break, I'll find it, get it. If you flip over the card, it says, that's not national. I'm like, what is wrong with it? So, it's all right. These are people who are being sheared. It's called shearing the sheep, right? That's it. Don't be sheared. Study the subject matter of what it is that you're involving yourself in with. And definitely study the prophet's word, the way it's supposed to be, not the way that they want to present it. That's why we're reading this, so you can stay clear of the infiltration. Islam? All right. Yeah, you don't need any of that. This is like what I told him. If the U.S.A. corporation shuts down tomorrow, because it really already did, you still going to have to breathe tomorrow. You still going to have to eat tomorrow. So the question you're asking, it's a beautiful question, and I understand it. But that's a damn good question. How about that? Darn good question. All right, so here we are with the ooh.
Get some water.
All right, so we have our symbol for Moors for awakened. We are awakened. Now we know that the subordinate table number 7 sold out to the Standard Oil Company, crazy stuff. And in the Freedom of Information Act, you can uncover the fact that Colonel C. Kirkman Bey was also an informant for the FBI, put in place to deliver information in regards to the Moorish movement and counteract its potency. Done. The only full set left in the world of CM-based work, we told you, is that someone has taken it out of the Denver library, and it was privately kept in a personal library for the last 5 years. The University of Denver has recently appointed Bruce Smith, JD, PhD, as the dean of its Sturm College, effective July 1st, 2006. Smith came to Denver University from the University of Illinois College of Law, where he has served as a tenured professor since 2006. All right, Morocco, interestingly enough, the 5 years in this is the mandatory minimum, and that's where we were, for repatriation for Moors back to the Empire of Morocco. Strangely enough, the CIA has since 2005 shifted their domestic headquarters to Denver, Colorado, and then see the link, and there is a link there. So when you go on the site, you'll be able to do that. Noble Drew Ali's former Supreme Grand Business Manager, Aaron Payne Ill, abandoned his Moorish title Ill and incredulously became the prosecuting district attorney for the city of Chicago. City of Chicago. He later opened his own private practice as Aaron Payne, no ill now, and represented famous boxer Joe Louis, singer Nat King Cole, and other prominent so-called African Americans. And there's a picture of them together. I got the picture sent to me. He became a millionaire and was largely successful. The peculiar fact that we are indeed the true descendants Moroccans was completely abandoned until the national emergency of Grand Sheikh Frederick Turner Ill, who spoke both Arabic and English. Turner Ill, who worked with the Prime Minister of Morocco, Hajj Ahmad Balafrij, to help arrange the independence of the Kingdom of Morocco, not the Empire, the Kingdom, in 1956. See MST FBI file report, April the 22nd, 1944. Chicago file 100-33742. So, you know, the proof is there. Like I said, do it for yourself. Check it out. And links are there. And then, okay, so that's the file. So now we go to the peculiar fact that we are indeed the true descendants of Moroccans was, oh, so this is copied twice. Yeah, okay. As early as 1934, Grand Sheikh Frederick Turner Ill led his New York Moors to their first religion-based legal victory concerning the Muslim holy day, Friday. See also Fez no hat, and so it may be worn in court. Independent, January 28, 1937. Because see, what you have to do, you've done it, take off the hat. It's not a hat, it's a national headdress. And then stand on it. They cannot deny you that. National. So someone knew that, and this brother right here got it back together.
You could also say religious too.
Or you could say religious headdress also, right? Yes, you could. Yeah, national headdress or religious headdress. All right. So here we go. Then Sheikh Turner Ill began vigorously adopting the term Moroccan as opposed to just Moorish. His strategic use of questionnaire key number 31. Pull that up, Brother Hassan, 31. National descent name. Clearly related to the contemporary state of Morocco as opposed to the empire.
What am I pulling up?
No. In the 101s.
Oh, number one.
Just check out 101, key number 31. It says, Sheikh Turner Ill began vigorously adopting the term Moroccan as opposed to just Moorish. His strategic use of questionnaire key 31's national descent name. Okay, all right, I got it. Clearly related to the contemporary state of Morocco as opposed to the empire, of which he was a true heir and trustee as Sheikh. He began to immediately look towards the UN as a model and source of legitimization, for Moorish American grievances, as he spoke both English and Arabic fluently. The name change was likely done to appeal to international political audience at large and increase the potency of his charges. In 1958, Sheikh Turner Ill addressed the U.S. Justice Department, pointing to the UN Genocide Declaration as a legal and ideological base on which the U.S. could begin preventing the further physical and mental destruction of so-called African Americans. Ultimately, Sheikh Turner Ill lost followers due to confusion, as the civil rights movement and the desperation for jobs and finance caused potential followers to move towards the more lucrative black Muslim faction, NOI, Nation of Islam, and Negro Christian ministries, which were heavily financed by Texas billionaire H.L. Hunt and the U.S. corporation, respectively, through the 501c3 funding. Remember, they turned the a corporation. Oh my goodness. Sheikh Turner Ill's, wow. These newly formed movements had the numbers and ultimately created the paradigm that still exists today. Frederick Turner Ill was on the right path. Noble Drew Ali stated, "We are what our ancestors were without doubt of contradiction." Moors were and are still unwilling to totally accept their true national descent name, even though it is imperative for their own salvation.
Yes.
See keys number 31 and 34 in the 101. Number 31 and 34, that's what he said. In September of 1952, at the Frederick Turner Ills Moroccan National Convention, 119 distinguished guests included, in September of 1952, at Frederick Turner Ills Moroccan National Convention, 119 distinguished guests, including Il Aboud Bouhafa and Mohammed Butt, who have both come in May representing Saudi Arabia and Pakistan, as well as Dr. El Mahdi Abol, a diplomatic representative of the Sultan of Morocco. There, a committee-drafted petition to be presented to the UN asking for Moroccan freedom, which was ultimately granted in 1956. Sheikh Turner Al's fighting spirit is alive and well today, and the faithful Moors who study themselves, regardless of faction, grand body, temple affiliation, non-affiliation, or whatever the case may be. The jurisprudential excellence of C.M. Bey's work has spawned Moors who study daily the international laws and treaties that pertain to the Moors' true status and distinction globally. In 1963, it was reported that after a 13-year battle, the Moroccan national home of Norfolk, Connecticut, described as existing for educational and spiritual purposes, had finally won full text exemption thanks in part to true national descent names. As this is a new era of time, and the modern name for Moabites is indeed Moroccans. We should all be aware of this ancient and modern philosophy, because truth is the only thing that changes not. Sheikh Turner El proved that the Asiatics from Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, and the Kingdom of Morocco recognize us as Moroccans in accordance with our own doctrine, which dated back to at least 1927. The most ironic piece of his accomplishment is that he did this great work while a sheikh in the Moorish Science Temple of America, the incorporated one, that's what it says. But this should be proof alone that it does not matter where you are. In that case, it matters most what you do. We are to be active and not passive. It is really up to us. Unity is strengthened when there is teamwork and collaboration. Wonderful things can be achieved. Holy Quran of Mecca, verse number 1311, English transliteration. Indeed, Allah will not change the condition of a people until they change what is in themselves. And when Allah intends for a people ill, there is no repelling it. And there is not for them, besides him, any other patron. Because this is all about contribution, retribution, cause and effect. That's all that it really is. You want retribution, it's based on your contribution. What did you contribute to get retribution for, or retribution justice? If you didn't contribute, there's nothing. That's what I'm saying. You can't get something out of nothing. It doesn't work that way. So, quotes and other pertinent information referenced in educational purposes only. In Baltimore, they stopped me from coming into, these are quotes, coming into a temple of theirs. In Newark, New Jersey, they rejected me twice. They were so afraid and jealous of that which Noble Drew Ali gave them that they thought that my strong teachings of God and Islam may put some of them out of office. That's Elijah Poolbag. And lastly, let me see what we have here. Oh, we have a group of Muslims called Moorish Americans. They wrote me a letter not so long ago saying that they were coming over to join up with us. They waited so long that I wrote and asked them to come on. They were welcome because I have known them for a very long time. It's Elijah Poolbag. Harrison Lafayette, H.L. Hunt, November, February, he he was born in 1889 and passed for him in 74. Known throughout his life as H.L. Hunt, was a Texas oil tycoon and conservative Republican political activist. By trading poker winnings for oil rights, he ultimately secured a title to much of the East Texas oil field, one of the world's largest oil deposits. From it and his other acquisitions, he accrued a fortune that was among the world's largest at the time of his death. He was reputed to have the highest net worth of any individual in the world. His personal life, which featured many children, wives, among the chief inspirations for the television series Dallas, whose most famous character, J.R. Owen, was largely based on the popular perceptions of Hunt. Okay? And then Standard Oil Company was an American, USD, $1 billion at the time of his death. This is the one that they sold MST, right? Bought the MST, okay. Standard Oil Company Incorporated was an American oil producing, transporting, refining, and marketing company established in 1870 by John Rockefeller. As a corporation in Ohio, it was the largest oil refinery in the world of its own. Children, this is the quote by Prophet Muhammad, you are rich, just plain rich. And you're looking for what? How am I going to have some money? It's not about that at all. Because you're rich. This is the reason. Everything comes from the resources of the earth. This is your ancestral state.
That's right.
You got to understand that. And it starts with yourself knowing that you can get food from it. If that's what you got to do. Because that's what they do. Oh, that's right. They stopped doing that. And now they chemicalize it. And they feed you that. And you're trying to figure out, what am I going to do if I can't get the food? You're not getting food. Getting stuff to kill you. Surely. It's happening. It's being done. It's done. So, Chicago is doomed, so said Prophet Noble Ali, and Detroit must go down for what they have done, because the prophet was unjustly arrested in both Detroit, Michigan, and Chicago, Illinois, during his divine ministry. Rome 2,000 years ago, so says the prophet, you got me, but I got you today. Let all old business. This is for all those who say, what do I do now that I got my new name? Do this. Don't run from it. It's not to be ran from. Because it is not you. So do what the prophet said. Says, let all old business stay as it is. And all new business, do it in your free national land. Simple. We put a lot of credence in stuff like the birth certificate and all that stuff, and what it don't mean nothing. It's just something to defer you, to destroy the fact that you just made a national proclamation, which is all you needed to do, and you was on your way to starting to be who you said you are. And someone said, oh no, you got to do this and all that is for a corporation that has no validity in national principles. So how does it have anything to do with anything? Why keep giving them this power that they don't have? We keep propping them up. The only reason why they seem propped up now, these corporations, is because we keep propping them up. It's real, very real. So I'm not going to finish reading all of the excerpts. But because again, you can get this on the site, and I really want to, he did say this, some of my best Moors are still in the church. These are from the prophecies and statements. You can find these in there. You've read them, right? Yep, you've read them from the oral statements. Yeah. Yes. Did you have a question? Oh, all right. So I read this. It's on the site. Please read it. Look up what's interesting to you. It's for you to look up and do your research. I see the brother right there. He's already doing it. He already put some dots together because he's already done some studying, and now he has some answers to some things that he might not have had an answer to before. And he gonna make sure he check it out. And he believes it already, but he gonna know it in a minute. Is that right? That's what my spirit tells me about you. So I appreciate Sidi Salim Azim Bey for allowing me to read this and post it. It is on the site. Yes, you had a question.
Yes, Islam. You spoke about the planetary energies, and you got into the number 5, meaning harmony. Can you speak on as far as numerology, number 11?
Well,
Like only, I heard it mentioned in another number. Then we got to the Cinco De Mayo today. I guess it would come down to 5-5, and then the year 2017 to 1 and 11, or maybe bring it down to 2, simplifying it. But I just seen it's a significant number that I see a lot, and I've heard different things about it. And it said coming into today's date. Also, you said the United Nations meeting was the 199th meeting. So I mean,
119.
119.
11.
Sorry. Yeah.
All right,
So-
but here's the thing. Damn, I can't see.
You gotta make the screen bigger.
Now, yeah, Ellis Island. Where is it?
You said Ellis Island?
Yeah.
Right here.
Where?
It's
You see it?
Yes.
Double click that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. All right. First of all,
Gotcha.
You got it.
yeah. I usually have them come up big. Just you know how to make them bigger on
I'm
the.
looking for the Zoom on it.
Yeah, it's up here on the screen. That's what over here. Yeah, the screen is just hitting it. Yeah, right there. Plus, yes, hook me up there. Here's the thing.
There you go.
They're divine numbers. There's no number higher than 9. Do you know that? You do know that.
Indeed.
Okay, so then when you telling me about 11, you didn't reduce it. Well, then it's 2. You know what I'm saying? It's 2. So we want to talk about 2.
Yeah.
We can talk about 2. But the 11 is 2. So, 1, you got 0, if that's a number. And then you have 1 and you have 2 and 3. Trinity, yes. Islam.
But 11, 22, 33 are master numbers, and most of the time you don't have to reduce them down because that's a master number.
But, will you, I mean, when she's saying you don't have to reduce them down, I'm trying to understand why would anybody want to reduce them down if there's no number. I understand what she's saying. That she's adding that, yes, they are master numbers. You're right. 2-2 is a master number, double numbers, right? I know, I'm born on 2-2.
Me too.
Hold on. I'm born on 2-2, and 6 months to the day later, he's born on 2-2.
That's why I know.
And I have a brother that's we're born on the very same day, but we're a year apart. So I already know that
Astro Dynasty.
it's Astro Dynasty, because we were meant to wait to come through the same Stargate, the same womb.
I was born on mine is 11. That's the reason I asked.
What's the day? 11?
Yeah, it's my birth, my life path number.
Okay, all right, so what's the month?
December.
All right, see, but the only thing too about that, that's why we're gonna stick with the 1 to 9, because December is really not 12, it's 10. They just trick you up because of the first month. Because the first month it's not January, it's March, because it's based on the New Year. Yeah, vernal equinox. So March is 1, April, May, June, July, August. Wait a minute, no, that's not, yeah. August is what?
That's number 6.
6, 7. Okay, here's where it starts. The dots start connecting, unless you do study. Some dots you can connect right off the top of the head. So when you get to September, right, it's septum, right? 7, right? That's the 7th month. When you get to October, it's octagon. That's the 8th month. When you get to December, that's decimal. 10. You see what I'm saying? All right. So yes, the master numbers, she's right. 2 2s, 4, double 4s, and all that. And they stay within, but to me, I'm like, what are we breaking down to, though, is what I'm saying. Because I know the 0, 1, 2, 3, the 4s on the square, 5, harmony, 6, chaos. That's the spiral. Because the 6, and why is that? Because if you have a line here, it's in my hand. I'm going to do something with it. If you have a line, the liar line in the 8, because one guy, people do, they get some crazy things that they, trying to pontificate upon it or whatever, but it's all good because it has a purpose. But if you have the liar line, as above, so below, whatever, and you're dealing with a 9, and you bring it down under the line, and then it's a 6, correct? And that's also the spiral line. But the 6 is the chaos. after the harmony. But then you have 7, which is order. And then 8, which is infinity. And then after 8 is completion. So you will not get to completion until you've reached infinity on the issue. Or somehow. You understand what I'm saying now? And so 9, there's no number higher than 9. So when people say, well, okay, 1, 1, 2, 2. You know, to me, the 1, 1 is a 2, and the 2, 2 is a 4. But they're all, you know, powerful numbers from 1 to 9. There's no number in the world higher than, have you ever done the exercise? I don't care if you gave me the number coming backwards, forwards, gave me a number 3 at a time. It's all going to reduce to the same thing, and no number is higher than 9. So visually, the 1, 1 means a master number. That's true, and it's strong. Visually, same thing with the double 2s. That's a fact. They're master numbers, but we still need to know about the 1 through the 9, because there's no number higher than that. They can all be reduced down to, I don't care what it is. You can take a number, I don't know, 7, 3, 2, 5, 6, 4. Now watch this. This is a 7.
7 and 2 is 9.
Well, you can do it a couple of ways.
Yeah.
No, this is 3. 7 and 3 is 10. I'm going this way now. 7 and 3 is 10, so that's a 1. Add the 2 and the 1, that's a 3. Add the 5 and the 3, that's an 8. And then add the 8 and the 6, that's 14. But add them two together, that's 5. And then the 4 is 9. So this is a 9. Now watch this. Let's try it this way. Let's add 732 instead of and 564. You see what I'm saying? And so this is 6, 9, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? And then break it down. 3 and 9 is 12, which is a 3, plus the 6 is a 9. So don't get afraid of numbers, you know what I'm saying? This is, so you said, no, what? Okay, so we can do 2 numbers at a time. 73, 25, 64. I don't care how you do it. 9 and 3 is 12. Right? That's a 3, but I'm gonna actually add the number the way we learned how to add. They don't teach your children how to add, subtract. Okay? So I'm gonna carry 1. 8, 9, 10, and 16. 6, 7, what is that? 9. And that reminds me, for all of us who think we're lost because we weren't educated properly, as we say, just get a times table or what they call a multiplication table. And if you learn that and teach your children, you know, or learn for yourself, you will know how not only how to add, but how to subtract, how to divide, and how to multiply. Because that's all that it is. That table, that should be a whole class that somebody should to show somebody, but it don't even need to be a class. It's so simple that it doesn't need to be a class because it shows and proves what it is in itself. You have, it's a 12, and guess what? It's a 12 timetable, right?
Yeah.
Can I just take this second to show you?
Sure.
Okay. All right. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? 11 and 12, correct?
Right.
I don't have one in front of me, so don't let me mess up. Don't let me make it easy. Oh, this doesn't come off too well. Is this whiteboard? It's okay. It's all right. All right. And then I want to take this lesson, and then I got one more thing I want to share. And I guess we have to break. Right? Is that right? All right. So we go this way. Oh, Dad, I need one in my hand. Don't let me mess myself up here. Oh yeah. So then we go 1, 2, 3. Same thing here. 4, 5, 6. You know, I should have this on my computer. I already did it. It's called master 10, 11, and 12, right? Okay, y'all follow me, right? So far. Y'all seen it? Y'all seen it?
Islam, brother Dominic.
Yes, sir.
Sorry to the left, please.
Oh man, if I had known this, I would have bought my. I would have to find it. Maybe we Rick could look for it. I don't know. All right. So, oh man, then I gotta go. All right. So then it's 2, right? 3, 4, 5. It moves over, right? And so if you were doing the multiplication tables, and I'm not gonna do all of it because I don't want to leave time right up. I got you. Now it's the 2 times table. 2, 4, 6. I got. You know what? I can't do this. I'm not gonna have time to do it. But if I find it on my computer, I'll bring it up, and then you can really see it. And so then you would go like this. So it would be 2 times 2, you know, and you get your answer.
Right.
2 times the 3, and you're gonna get your answer. It's right there. So that means that you add it. And it also means that you learn division on the same one piece of thing. And so guess what? Why did they take it out of the schools? It would be clear to me they don't want the children to learn. Oh, that's why the prophet said, you gotta have your own schools. All right? Because all they doing today is just taking the babies. That's all they want to do. So now, I want to share this because this is the basis of everything that we have going on wrong in our understandings of who's who and what's what today. Is not understanding the conquest intent. Now, I'll be honest with you, we went there last summer, as we visited last summer. None of us would ever have any reason to think that we need to go to Ellis Island. Correct? Mm-hmm. Right? You would never go there, right? Well, guess what? They know that. And when we went, as much as we may have been studying or thought we knew, what happens when you study is that when things are like this put in your face, because they don't hide it, you are able to connect the dots. That's all that it means. That's why you study. It's just like, for instance, right now, let me just say this. How many people watch The Underground? The Underground, all right, yeah, I'm on it too. Did you see the one who played Harriet Tubman? Mm-hmm. Inspiring, right? I'm watching it and I'm thinking, oh, okay, they're opening with her having this speech and, you know, next break, gonna come back and move on to something else. It was so riveting. How many people know her true appellation? You don't know her true appellation, right? Araminta Rahs Bey. Never knew that, right? Okay, now let's go back to the show. What did she say they called her when she was little?
It was
Minty. Minty. Because her name's Araminta. You see what I'm saying? But if you didn't know that, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
So it's always in your face. It's not hidden. It's just that because of the lack of our knowledge and studying anything regarding, we will miss it.
They even shorten it and just say Harriet sometimes.
No, she said, did you listen to her speech?
Yeah.
She even said why she's Harriet and why she's Tubman. And that she's not neither Harriet nor Tubman. But she took the Harriet because in honor of her mother later, and the Tubman for her father. So what is she saying? She's letting you know neither one of them are who I am.
She took Tubman from her
husband, right, and Harriet from her mother. So right there she proved that neither one of them is hers. So when you say, oh wow, I just saw this book, it said her. Araminta Rahs Bey. So she just admitted neither one of these are mine. That much you know. You step by step on it. Then she's talking, and she says, well, when I was little, they called me Little Minty from Araminta. So they just gave you the key. But like I said, if you knew, you would catch it. Because sometimes this information is so powerful, the light is so bright that it's not that you don't want it, it's too strong. It's like, oh my gosh, have I really been hoodwinked like that? Am I really the one that he shall fool, even the most elite? That's me. But I'm the educated one. You know what? Prophet knew you would have that problem, so he wrote something about it called Religious Controversy. And the longer they stay in college or the schools, the higher they'll jump to defend it. So everything you need, we already have to get it straight. So now, I did not Islam, yes. you already, look, that's why he said go get a good European education. Everybody said, yeah, he told you to go get the white man's education. No, because that's your education. But if you study, you would know that. So, but this is what our people do. Oh no, he said go get that. He said go get the white man's education. That's not what he said, but that's what it sounds like he said. But because of the lack of knowledge, you won't, and lack of studying and putting the pieces together, you won't get it. So it's really kind of, exciting. But see, what it is that you have to humble yourself in order to do this type, to do it. You have to not want to be in it to get a title, not want to be in it to get, whatever. You have to just be, humble yourself, be real. So here we went to Ellis Island now. I said that I was going to display this on the site, and I never got to do it yet in my busyness. But I have to change the site over to a newer platform anyway, because the site is grandfathered from 2008 software. And so if you go on Internet Explorer, don't use Internet Explorer to try to read the site. It will really be messy because it just doesn't read it well. Firefox is good with it, but I have to change it over. And it's going to be even better because it'll be updated and easier to find stuff and everything. We will also be adding another site to dump onto it. It'll be a great thing. Yeah. So I like to say that, what does this mean to you? Because truthfully, I don't know. It depends on where one is in their studies and their place and their station as to what it means to them. This is what I have found out. You know what I mean? Like we just talked about that. Knowing that about Araminta and Harriet. Okay, that means something different to me than